UN recalls Ethiopia migration head over Tigray war remarks. The UN's migration agency has put its Ethiopia chief on administrative leave, citing unauthorized interviews in which she complained of being sidelined by UN higher-ups she claimed were sympathetic to Tigrayan rebels. The departure of Maureen Achienngg, confirmed in a letter dated Monday and seen by AFP, risks further undermining an aid response still shaken by Ethiopia's decision last month to expel 7 other senior UN officials for allegedly meddling in its affairs. It comes more than 11 months into a brutal war in northern Ethiopia that, according to UN estimates, has driven hundreds of thousands of people into famine-like conditions. Last week, multiple recordings surfaced online of Achienngg and another senior UN official granting a lengthy interview to Jeff Pearce, a writer who has published multiple articles defending the government's conduct of the war against the Tigray People's Liberation Front. In the recordings, Achienngg, the International Organization for Migration's chief of mission to Ethiopia, tears into colleagues who descended on Addis Ababa after the war broke out last November and, in her telling, sidelined officials on the ground. She also calls the TPLF dirty and vicious. At one point she accuses the rebels of plotting to have Tigrayan migrant workers facing deportation from Saudi Arabia sent to Rwanda. And then you don't know what guerrilla movement starts from Rwanda. I mean, it's dirty, she says. She also vows never to return to Tigray. In an internal note to colleagues last week, also seen by AFP, Achienngg said she was deeply disturbed and disappointed by the audio, which she said had been surreptitiously recorded and selectively edited. However, at several points during the interview the participants openly discussed that it is being recorded. On Monday, Antonio Vitorino, Director General of IOM, wrote a letter distancing the agency from Achienng's comments. The opinions attributed in the audio recordings to the staff member do not correspond to IOM's principles and values and should not in any way be considered as expressing IOM's positions, it said. The letter, which does not refer to Achienngg by name, says she was immediately recalled and put on administrative leave pending an investigation.
To be clear, you are saying that you had multiple requests prior to November and of return Tigrayans, not Ethiopians, but Tigrayans from Saudi Arabia, and you said you can't get involved. Explain why you couldn't get involved.
The terms of our constitution prohibit us from getting involved in deportations.
Okay, so it's not your mandate, it's not your remit, it's nothing to do with you. So you went to Foreign Affairs and said what? You said, you guys take care of this. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Informed them that we're getting a lot of pressure to return Tigrayans from Saudi Arabia, and I explained to them why we could not get involved in the forceful return of Ethiopians or any migrants from any country.
And what was their reaction?
They agreed, and they said, we don't know why they would ask you to do that. But they themselves also say they were getting the same letters. There was a Tigrayan association from every country. Perhaps it's just the Tigrayan association in North Korea that did not write to us. There was letters upon letters, emails every day. You don't care about these people just because they're Tigrayan. You should put yourself in the situation of these people. They're being mistreated in Saudi Arabia. We want them back here in Ethiopia. And we never got involved because we can't. And our natural posture is actually the reverse, to push governments to find local solutions in terms of integration into the local labor market. For us, deportation should be an option of last resort. And we know that the Saudi labor market subsists on immigrant labor. So we couldn't understand why there was this strong push to get Tigrayans out of Saudi Arabia.
But you're convinced that after the November 4th attack, you think that this was a direct, not direct, but indirect way to actually recruit soldiers for the actual war?
I have never seen any government, especially a government like this, that is struggling to provide jobs for its people, push for the return of their people.
But couldn't they have said,
an option?
Yes, but couldn't they have said it's pretty well known or pretty infamous that the Saudis treat immigrant labor appallingly bad? I mean, couldn't a reasonable argument be made that okay, they just want the people returned because they're being treated appallingly?
I don't think so.
You don't buy that.
Huh?
You don't buy that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because these people will go back to Tigray and struggle to eke out a living.
Okay, so conditions are worse than being an immigrant in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Okay.
And now, Jeff, this is where it gets interesting. There is a request from some Tigrayan associations, some of them are very active on Twitter, to IOM to resettle Tigrayans that are currently in Saudi Arabia in Rwanda. And
why would they want to go to Rwanda?
I don't know. Rwanda, again, I don't know. Rwanda,
what's in Rwanda that would have been?
Rwanda previously offered to host stranded sub-Saharan African migrants that was stranded in Libya. Rwanda offered to resettle them in Rwanda. And again, IOM said we could not get involved because this is not something we do. If they're refugees, we can get involved in coordination with UNHCR in their resettlement. Rwanda...
Doesn't that undermine your premise, though?
What?
Well, if they're now saying, let's resettle them in Rwanda...
there's a reason for it.
There's a reason for it.
It's politics.
It's politics, but it doesn't fit the narrative of getting people back to be soldiers.
No, they wanted it then. They know it can't happen now. Yeah. The war has already started, and I mean, the federal government is controlling even the flow of people once in Addis a lot better.
So there's got to be a different political reason.
Before November the 4th, they would have landed in Addis and
gone on up
with ease. Yeah. After November the 4th, things are a lot more difficult in terms of accessing Tigray.
Yeah.
Kagame was tight with the TPLF. That's what it is.
Okay.
And now, so could we start to make a lot of noise about getting all of these Tigrayans who are stranded in the Middle East can't return to their country because it's conflict-ridden, get a country to resettle them. And then you don't know what guerrilla movement starts from Rwanda. I mean, it's dirty. I said, they wrote to my counterpart in Rwanda, and I said, strange that they would write to you, until I saw the email and I understood, okay, they want these people resettled in Rwanda.
I need to see the emails.
And I'll show you the emails. I said,
no, not just show me. Print them off and forward them to me. I need the proof. No, I need the proof.
But I mean, if I show it to you, you see it.
Yeah, but I still need them forwarded to me so I'll redact the names. I'll redact the officials' names. Sorry, I gotta get my thingies. I broke my glasses on the way. That's always fun.
So, Ms. Force is Chief of Mission Kigali.
From the Ethiopian Canadian Parliament, opposition and I'm going to discuss the situation. I will redact, if you forward this to me, I will redact their name, and I will redact identifiers that make it clear. Ms. Forrest is where?
Rwanda, Chief of Mission.
Okay, so...
Chief of Mission, Rwanda. And this woman apparently is very active on social media. So,
Good morning, mate. Thanks for your reply.
Let me show you my response.
Okay, who's the active person? Because the other person was Izana Tefera.
Yeah, that's the person I'm told.
That's a female or a male? I thought it was a male.
A female, I believe.
Greetings, my name is... So I would use this, but I would... I'm just going to join the call would be me as I can do. CC'd here, an applicant who's been working in the migrant issue for some time. This is dated when? This is dated 1708. This is 8th. Okay, so August.
This is very recent.
This is very recent.
This last week.
This is incredible. They know they're losing.
Yep. Yep. That's my
Sorry, I told you I'm stupid. It takes me a while. They know they're losing. They're looking for a refuge. Yeah, I want this. I want this. She's chief of mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else could they have conceivably written to? I mean, within the mission itself. I'm trying to remember my diplomatic stuff here. In terms of diplomatic thing, you have chief of mission. Under you is what?
The deputy.
Deputy.
Yeah.
So it's conceivable she could have written to the deputy, or written to a third secretary or something in terms of yes.
No. She just. It was directed only to her, and she sent it to me and the regional office in Nairobi.
No, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to protect your contact. So I'm trying to think of, because I can redact their name and say it was sent to the mission, the Rwanda mission, but leave out the official name, but use the text. I want to be able to quote some of the text, but also protect. Because especially seeing as though your contact, we don't want to betray your contact.
Absolutely.
But
what I could do, because I want to stay out of it.
I know you do.
The TPLF are dirty.
You don't have to
vicious. And vicious.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't want to be on this call. I told my counterpart in Rwanda that put this person in touch with the head of my migration management division here in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So they're having a conversation tomorrow. He is petrified, but he's a very smart guy. And he knows they will likely record him. So he will be very careful, and he will say just the minimum. This we can do, this we can't do by the terms of our mandate. If you're interested in getting Tigrayans resettled from the Middle East to Rwanda, and you consider them refugees, you should be speaking to UNHCR or something like that.
Okay, both of us forgot this is still running. I want to use that. I don't want to use the man's name. I don't want to use his office. But the thing is, it is important to say an official is petrified and scared of talking to these people and thinks that he'll be recorded. I'm telling you now, I'd like to use that because that has to be said.
We're all scared. You're not saying anything. People don't know. Everybody is scared.
But I'm being very clear because the thing is, you are talking about a UN agency afraid of the cutouts or proxies for a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
I was told not to go to the region anymore.
And
you shouldn't go to the region anymore.
Jeff, I will never go back to that region. I can't. For my own security.
Things could change.
Unless things change.
Who are you calling?
I just want you to... Malambo.
Hello? Yes, hi Maureen.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Malambo, can you remind me the name of the person you're talking to tomorrow about that Rwanda request from this Tigrayan association?
Okay, so one is let me just open up my email just to get the names correct.
And is this the one you said is very active on social media?
No, the one active on social media is Misa.
Michael.
Pardon me?
Misa Gebre Michael, I think was the name, right?
Yeah.
And Malambo, you'll have to be really careful tomorrow on that call, as we discussed.
Yeah. The other person is Ezana Tefera.
Okay, so the person who wrote the initial email to Chief of Mission Rwanda.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I was just talking to somebody and I wondered whether, we had the names right in terms of who you were speaking with. I'm glad you're not speaking to the one who's active on social media.
No, she'll be on the call as well. Fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then Malambo, you need to be super careful.
That was only revealed after I'd already agreed to the call.
Yeah. So you were tricked.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's fine. I know exactly what to avoid talking about.
Yeah.
I know who these people are and what they're about. They're not new to me, so I know how to keep the discussion within nothing controversial.
Yeah. Okay, Malambo, but you know how they operate. Anything you say, however proper, however correct, they will take and twist endlessly. I'm worried that you're meeting with the one who's active on social media because, then we know it's all about creating a lot of noise over something. Actually, one strategy would be to bring Justin in from Nairobi.
I don't know. I don't know if Justin is as... don't get me wrong, he's very smart and has a political sense, but he's not here.
He's not here, yes.
No. And you can't control what people say.
Yeah.
Or how they say things.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not in the same room with somebody.
Yeah. I just don't want it to be you alone. So that if they go out there and misreport, there's someone else on the call who can say, absolutely not, that's not what was said. So if not Justin, who could that person be? You don't have to answer it now, but think about it and we can talk tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's actually a good thing to just keep it at a technical level because then that allows us to keep the discussion purely technical. So if they bring up anything political or anything that requires cooperation among member states, I just use the UN line, which is, this is not my area of expertise, so I can't comment on that. What I can talk about is the work that we're doing on the ground, and that's it.
Okay, all right. Okay, Malambo.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then they can't go around and accuse us of not engaging or hiding things because I will talk about all things technical, and that's my job.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Malambo. You have a good one.
Okay. We'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, two things very important for you guys to know. What you just did was kind of a dirty trick.
No, he's very...
I know. But the thing is, this is how I work. I do not use recordings of people who are not aware that they're being recorded. And the way it works under the law in my country is that you cannot broadcast something unless someone consents to their use. Let me finish. No, I appreciate that. Let me finish. You can record somebody surreptitiously. You just can't use it. So the thing is, because he didn't know that I was recording him, I cannot use him. He may never know that I listened in on his call. Doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, whatever he said there is off limits. I don't use it.
Yeah.
One thing I don't.
Just to give you an idea.
I know. The one thing I don't understand is how he was tricked. I didn't follow that. I'm sorry.
Because the email I showed you comes from one person.
Yeah.
I forget the name.
Izana, what's her face?
Yeah. And then he said, okay, we can meet.
And then Misa comes in.
Yes.
Misa is going to be outed because Misa is very active on social media. She's a well-known TPLF troll. If I were you, I would go back